Hey guys, so welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Let's carry on where we left off. We're in the middle of the final trial. We have to solve the death of Mukuro Ikusaba before we can move on and explain the other mysteries of the school and finally get set free. Let's continue. Here we go.
And after she died, who knows how much time went by before we found her, right? Did the culprit stash her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she?
Nope, but there's a perfectly good refrigerator on the 5th floor.
If she was, she would have been totally decomposed. Just like your brain.
Jeez.
Then, she was being stored somewhere?
But to hide a body here, to just store it somewhere?
There's only one place. I can't think of anywhere else the body could have been stored.
I got it!
The pool.
Mukuro's body was
That would've been
probably
terrible.
kept hidden in the bio lab.
The biolab? You mean on the 5th floor?
That's right. It's actually set up for use as a morgue. So it's the perfect place to hide a body. And it'd keep the body preserved at the same time.
Then you're also saying the body was moved from the biolab to the garden.
And I have no doubt that that's exactly what happened. In fact, I have proof.
We do? The proof that shows the body was carried from the biolab to the garden. Alright, the tarp. Sorry. Had a moment. There's something that made its way from the biolab to the garden.
I got it!
Stamped in all its
What
glory.
makes me so sure the body was carried from the biolab to the garden is the tarp that we found in the garden. When I was checking it over again, I noticed something.
I can't believe we missed this the first time.
I noticed that some text had been stamped on one corner of the tarp.
Oh, it says biolab.
Holy cow! How'd you notice that tiny little thing?
Because I used my eyes and investigated, hero.
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing.
This proves that the tarp originally came from the biolab. In fact, there's a whole stack of tarps just like it in there.
So when the killer moved the body to the garden, they must have grabbed a tarp to wrap it in. Then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers, and put the coat on it afterwards.
Wow. You made everything sound so amazingly consistent.
I know, right?
But that's just a wild guess!
I can't take this at face value if he feels nervous, you know?
Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was wrapped in a tarp and moved!
There is no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened.
Like, Monokuma could be trolling us this entire time.
But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say?
But Kyoko doesn't think so, though.
Worked up?
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the biolab, you must be getting pretty nervous. Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room, isn't it?
Are you talking about unmasking the mastermind?
You see, the biolab contained an inconsistency. One so major it can't be overlooked.
Inconsistency in the biolab? Could you be talking about the number of lights?
La la la, I can't hear you! La 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 la!
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore him.
I need to pull myself together and think. The inconsistency in the biolab. Could you be talking about...
Hey, by the way, Makoto, what about that one thing?
Shut up, you! I'm trying to think.
What one thing?
What do you think I'm talking about? Your family.
What? What?
Don't tell me you forgot about that video message.
Look for the secret after graduation is what it said.
So what do you think? Are you sure your family's still okay?
Shit. You son of a bitch.
Why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, your little sister. What do you think has happened to your family?
So despicable.
Are they really as safe as you might have assumed?
Stop talking about that!
Stop distracting me!
Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
Makoto, don't listen! Ignore him. Yeah. I need to calm down. I can't let him get to me. He's just saying that because he knows we're getting close to the truth of the biolab. So if I want to shut him up, I need to expose the inconsistency and slam him with it. The inconsistency has to be that one area where the numbers just don't match up. Yes. Oh, really? Bring it on, bear.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible!
Shit. Whoa.
What do you want?
Running out of
Are you
bullets.
sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure
No.
about this?
No more bullets, no more ammo.
Impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible!
Got him.
I'm not listening!
Biolab secret. Listen. No, wrong bullet. Biolab lights. Get it. Oh, shit. I've completely forgot that
Are
there'd be
you
more
sure
frickin'
about this?
damn
That's
bullets.
Impossible!
No. I had him. Dead to rights.
I'm not listening!
Wish it told me I had multiple bullets.
This should prove it.
Listen up. You evil panda.
The inconsistency Kyoko's talking about is the lights.
What are you talking about? What about the lights?
There's apparently 16 of us, but there's only 9 lights, meaning there's 7 survivors, and there's only 6 of us standing here besides the bear.
Like I said before, the biolab also acts as a morgue. And as part of that, a giant refrigerator was installed in there.
Mukuro's body should be in there, making up 10 lights.
That's where everyone who's died is stored.
And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on.
In other words, if the blue light is on, that means there's a body in that slot.
But I counted up the number of blue lights that were on, including the one Mukuro was in, and there were only 9.
Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite-sized version here, man.
9 lights doesn't make sense. The number of lights that should be on is 10.
I got it! 10 of the lights should have been on. Any other number is incredibly suspicious.
Suspicious? Why?
Unless their body is somewhere else, decomposing. But we searched the school, no such thing.
That's simple. Just recall who's died here so far, and it should become clear.
That's right. That's the key to solving this mystery. Sayaka died first. Junko was second. Leon was third. Chihiro was fourth. Mondo was fifth. Taka was sixth and Hifumi was seventh. Celeste was eighth. Sakura was ninth. And victim number 10 was Mukuro.
So 10 people in all?
That's right. Any other number should make you immediately suspicious. But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored there.
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
I got it! The mastermind destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of evidence.
Yes and no.
But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body, since they actually killed her. And yet, her body was left alone.
Then, whose body disappeared?
Why didn't we look at whose body had vanished?
It may very well be that none of them
We
disappeared.
should have ID'd each one.
But if that's true, then why doesn't the body count match?
Finally, we're here. We've arrived.
Including Monokuma's executions, there have apparently been 10 deaths, but there were only 9 bodies. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of murders?
The reason there are less bodies than murders? The explanation for more murders than victims? Why is that? What would it take for that to make sense? The same person was killed twice.
I got it! What about if the same person was killed twice?
Huh? Killed twice?
I know I phrased it wrong, but it's the best I could come up with.
Officially, 10 murders have been committed so far.
Unofficially.
But one of the victims may have been murdered, and then murdered again.
Murdered and murdered again?
If that's the case, there could have been 10 killings, but still only 9 victims, right?
Technically, you're right, I guess. Still, something like that.
Could easily have happened. No, it is what happened.
Sounds like you're already convinced. Then can you tell us who was killed twice?
I absolutely can.
It was Mukuro, of course.
No.
Before she was killed as Mukuro Ikusaba,
Oh, yeah.
she was killed as someone else.
And that's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment we found it in the garden.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else? Come on! Besides, who could that someone else even have been?
Someone who matches Mukuro Ikusaba's specifications in terms of height, weight, and vitals.
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers.
Yes, that
and
too.
that will become obvious.
Nothing's gonna become obvious because Kyoko's totally delusional.
Come on. You can do this. Monokuma file number 5. Again, it's gonna be a true
Who is
flashback.
this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono?
No.
Junko Enoshima? Leon Kuwata?
No, wrong one.
Chihiro Fujisaki?
He's naming every
Mondo
person.
Owada? Kiyotaka Ishimaru? Hifumi Yamada?
So cool.
Celestia Lu, whatever. Or maybe Sakura Ogami? No. There's no way anyone was murdered twice!
Imagine if I hadn't watched that episode, I'd be so pumped. I'm still am pumped. Shit. Mukuro died from the wounds she had all over her body. Wasn't there someone else who suffered the same sort of injury?
Who is this someone else that Mukuro? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima?
Get it. There we go.
Leon Kuwata?
Chihiro, Mondo, Kiyotaki, Fumi, Celestia,
Or maybe Sakura Ogami? No.
It's time.
There's no way anyone was
Take
murdered.
it! Eat it all up, Monokuma. Yes.
Junko, wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Mukuro's?
What do you mean?
Those boots. And the hair.
Well, remember what happened to her? She was impaled by a bunch of spears, all over her body.
And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body.
And if we look at the photo we just got of her fatal wounds, it matches up.
When you compare that to the stab wounds Junko suffered,
And the similarities match?
Well, that's as far as I got in terms of figuring things out. Now everything from here is going to be a complete mystery.
Yes, and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those two bodies are actually one and the same.
so let me see if I have this straight. Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears.
Does that mean Junko is actually... No. She wouldn't have attacked the mastermind. I think her body
Then
was just
her body
used.
was kept in the biolab for however long before being dragged out again.
Because it just happens to match up with the specs of... Well, I keep saying specs like it's a bloody machine. Keeps up with the same physical attributes, is what I'm looking for, as Mukuro.
Only this time, it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro Ikusaba.
There's the fake nails, and there's a mask covering it up, the boots.
It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries.
Then it's really true? Mukuro and Junko are the same person?
No.
Wait, so then... What does it all mean?
But the tattoo, like... Mukuro must have put that tattoo on her hand, right? Unless Junko had it. No, no way she had that tattoo. I don't remember.
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9. Which also means that among the people we thought were dead, one is still alive.
My mind is still on those photos, like, what the hell is different about them?
And that's the true identity of the mastermind?
Who is it? Who's behind all this?
We already know the answer to that. It's Mukuro. She's still alive.
Yep.
She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died. So Mukuro is still alive. She's gotta be.
I'm proud of you, Toko.
Total silence? Then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I?
Mukuro? Alive? The one that's still alive is Mukuro? But can we really believe that? No, there's no way. There's no way Mukuro Ikusaba is still alive. Shit. Here we go. What are we gonna have to prove here? Okay.
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
We don't have much time on this one.
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
For that to be true, then that couldn't have been her body we found in the garden. Is that really possible? I suppose we have to mention
Found in the garden.
the profile. Mukuro Ikusaba's profile. According to the headmaster's report, Mukuro did not have a single scar or wound when she came to Hope's Peak Academy. In addition, her physical features were as follows. Height, 5 foot 7 inches, weight, 97 pounds, vitals, 31, 22, 32. Kyoko is confirmed that the corpse matches these characteristics. This has to be the bullet I have to shoot, right?
It wasn't Mukuro.
Yeah, but the
No,
profile
that's
matches. We know it's the same as Junko's though, so I shouldn't be too worried about presenting that bit of evidence.
No, the body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records. Right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, 32.
It's such a coincidence that they match up with another person, don't they?
Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo. So there's no question it's her.
But if Mukuro's not the mastermind, then who's actually still alive?
Someone's made it look like they died, but they're actually still alive? It's only one person it could be. Are you kidding me? It's actually Junko? She's been alive this entire time? Mukuro was the fake? Have we got this all wrong this entire time? You're joking. That wasn't Mukuro who got stabbed, was it? Why were you pretending? No, this doesn't make sense. It can't be true. But it's... We have to take what Kyoko said. We have to accept the truth no matter how crazy it is.
Here's my answer. Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Can't be right, can't it? No.
Are you sure about that?
Thank you. Oh my god.
Huh?
Thank you.
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation.
Thought I was going crazy. See, that's not Mukuro at all.
But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes.
Do you think Mukuro woke up one morning and just like had Junko's looks and didn't have a care in the world that she had changed her face?
If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade. But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
Yeah, we checked her vitals from what I remember when I watched it. Now that you mention it, we felt her pulse. I gently placed my hand on Junko's... Yeah, see, and look at the way her hair is, right? When that body exploded, that was the same sort of hair. It was just a bit singed because of the explosion. Gently placed my hand on Junko's lifeless body. I touched her wrist to check for a pulse, like they do in movies and stuff, but... she really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say. She was gone. I did check, absolutely. And I can say for sure.
She was dead. There's no question. Junko was dead.
My heart couldn't take that if Junko had still been alive.
So, the idea that she's still alive.
It must be wrong.
Then you're withdrawing your previous statement?
Yes.
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud.
Kyoko, help me out here.
Too bad, too bad.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Thank you. Just as if on cue.
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
I haven't. Huh?
No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way? Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Mukuro didn't absolutely die. We couldn't see the face.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of
Damn
survivor
it.
story.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
Huh? The opposite direction?
Exactly. We assumed that Mukuro was the one who got killed back in the gym, but no, we have to think about it the other way.
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
How could Junko have survived? The duct tape? I checked her. She was dead. I'm sure of it. No, yeah, she was dead, right? Oh man, I'm going nuts again. But still, if she were alive somehow, could it be that Junko's not the one that died? It wasn't Junko, but someone else entirely? Maybe she used some sort of trick. A body double? Whoa, okay. Replace, right? L, in L. Okay, good. And a D. Replace. Where are we going
Now
with
I
this?
understand.
No, Mukuro, sorry. It's gotta
That's
still be
it.
alive.
What if she switched places with someone else?
Switched places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place.
You can't. There's no way that was possible.
Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
I don't know anything about this switching places thing.
I'm so
but
confused now.
that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Yes. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that? Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique?
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that.
How about if they switched on the opposite end of what we're trying to figure out here, guys? Come on.
So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
It's not the whole idea. There has to be some way. We need to figure out how to explain that, how they could have switched. No, fuck. After death, are you saying she's possessed? It's a ghost! It's the Illuminati! That's not really what I meant, but I guess there's no other way to explain it. Yeah?
Shoot!
Looks like I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone. Shit, I jumped to conclusion there. Must be some way. Switched at the beginning?
I got it!
What does that mean?
Two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
Were they working together? No. Would one of them really sacrifice their life?
What? From the beginning?
Shit, I have got this all wrong. Have I?
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right?
No, it can't be it. Can it? Why am I...
After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Someone needs to do a bullet time battle on me. I can't accept this.
Hold on. So, you're saying the Junko we first met was actually Mukuro all along?
Did she steal memories? And replaced it with her?
We'd already met her?
I had like a normal conversation with her.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was. So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko,
But why?
and we never would have known the difference.
What?
That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right?
Junko never had one.
never had any tattoo like that, did she?
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that.
That's true. She was the ultimate fashionista, supposedly.
If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished.
Something I never considered.
Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body.
Yeah.
They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
Oh my god.
But if she really did use foundation,
Have we really been played from the beginning?
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
Shit.
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
Monokuma's dead silent.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible
Yeah.
is because the two of them were working together.
It's the only thing I can think of. They were working together, but would one of them really give up their life just to spur the game on?
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
Is that what that meant with Kyoko's handbook or her pocketbook? Despair walks among us and so we survive. There's a second despair. Is that what that meant?
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
But why let her die?
I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
This is what happens when you just lock on to a theory and you just tunnel vision it. Ugh.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity? When did I do that?
So he still refuses to admit it? But he can try to deceive us all he wants. It doesn't matter. Because I've already figured it out. No, we haven't. He tried to hide Junko's identity. And not just once, but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. Was it because we didn't see the DVD? I've got no clue here. What the hell? Shit. We tried to protect Junko's identity. First time was during our latest investigation. Nope. Okay, and I don't think this is what I need to corner Monokuma.
Shoot!
Looks like I just embarrassed myself. Shit, I don't have much health. We tried to hide Junko's identity, and not just once, but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. Okay, well, it'll be the DVD, right? We didn't get to see her interview.
I got it!
Okay.
While I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster.
I was assuming the investigation was the very beginning, the first trial. It wasn't just the monitor, the DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened? Oopsie! Looked like it broke. Out of service. What? It just so happened to break just now? Now, then, when? It doesn't matter. Failure can strike anytime, anywhere. That's what failure is, right?
You made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. And the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
Just, wait, okay. Just so I'm clear. Just so I can wrap my head around this. This is actually Junko's name? I mean, this is actually what Junko looks like? These photos.
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke!
You think I'm gonna buy that? No, it wasn't a fluke. The mastermind definitely orchestrated that power outage. And that's not the only time they tried to hide Junko's identity. What happened to playing fair? The mastermind tried to cover up one other piece of evidence. I've got to reveal that. Another bullet time battle? Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm not gonna make the same mistake again. I need the tempo up so I can shoot faster. There we go. Thank you.
What? What do you want?
Sorry, concentrating again.
What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up! That's impossible!
Working on it, 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 working on it. Ah, I'm losing the tempo. There we go, got it.
That's impossible!
The group photo?
This should prove it.
Really?
The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
Oh.
I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
Please enlighten me, Makoto.
What's so unusual about them?
The unusual circumstance common to all these pictures? Junko's face was hidden the entire time. We can't see it. The unusual circumstances.
I got it! Junko's face. The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face.
Oh my god. Yes. She's either got her back turned or it's obscured by something.
It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think? And on top of that, in this photo, you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible.
In each one.
So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko. Which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Oh my god. That's crazy!